Good afternoon, children. In our previous class, we read about the three Carnatic Wars, and we saw that in all the Carnatic Wars, these wars were mainly between England and France, and ultimately France was defeated by England, and French East India Company was dissolved in the year 1770, and British East India Company was successful in controlling upon us. Now we will see the conquest of Bengal. As I have already told you that Bengal was the richest and the largest province of India that time. That's why Britishers were interested in Bengal. That time in Bengal, Bihar was also in Bengal, Orissa was also in Bengal, West Bengal, that is the state, and this Bangladesh, that was also in Bengal. So Britishers were interested in Bengal, and that time Nawab of Bengal was Alwardi Khan. The British wanted the control of the rich province of Bengal, and Alwardi Khan, he was the Nawab of Bengal, was an able administrator. This Alwardi Khan was very able, and he had followed a policy of keeping the European merchants under control. He did not allow the European merchants to come Bengal. But after his death, his son Sirajuddaulah, his grandson, Alwardi Khan's grandson was Sirajuddaulah, he became the Nawab. The British started extending the fortification of Calcutta, means making boundaries of Calcutta. They wanted to capture Calcutta, that is presently known as Kolkata. Meanwhile, Sirajuddaullah's troop took over Calcutta. Sirajuddaulah also did not allow them to look into Calcutta. But that time Robert Clive, as during Carnatic Wars we have seen Robert Clive was busy engaged with French East India Company in Carnatic Wars. All the wars Robert Clive was engaged in that only. But now Robert Clive was also interested in Calcutta. So Robert Clive set out from Madras with an army of 900 Europeans and 1200 sepoys. All the Europeans were armed. They were trained in European style, and our Indian soldiers were not so trained. And that's why in war, that type of war, Britishers recaptured Calcutta. Then after that, Battle of Plassey, we will read about Battle of Plassey. This war is very important in our Indian history. It was fought in the year 1757. This war, Battle of Plassey, was fought in 1757 between the forces of East India Company. We are here talking about British East India Company because French East India Company was already dissolved after the defeats in Carnatic War in 1770. So, this Battle of Plassey was fought in 1757 between the forces of East India Company under Robert Clive and the army of Sirajuddaulah. Sirajuddaulah was the grandson of Alwardi Khan. At which place this battle was fought? At the place Battle of Plassey between Calcutta and Murshidabad. This Plassey place is in Bengal presently also between Calcutta and Murshidabad. Mir Jafar wanted to become the Nawab. That time Nawab was Sirajuddaulah. But who wanted to become the Nawab? He was Mir Jafar. And he betrayed against his own country. He wanted to become the Nawab, so he bribed Indian soldiers. Bribed means he gave them some money and other attractions to throw away their weapons, and in the battle Indian soldiers did not fight nicely, and that's why Clive Robert Clive easily won the battle. Which battle we are talking about? Battle of Plassey. It was won by the Britishers. As Britishers won this battle of Plassey, so the British consolidated their position. They made their position stronger in Bengal by making Mir Jafar as Nawab of Bengal. Mir Jafar bribed his soldiers because he wanted to become the Nawab of Bengal, and that time who was the Nawab of Bengal? Sirajuddaula. So Mir Jafar gave bribe to Indian soldiers so that they could throw away their weapons, and as a result what happened? Robert Clive easily won the battle. Now the British consolidated their position in Bengal by making Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. Because of this only Mir Jafar betrayed against his own country, and Britishers made him Nawab of Bengal, and he became a mere puppet in the hands of the Britishers. And he gifted large sums of money, and 24 Pargana is a district in Bengal. That 24 Pargana and money he gave to the Britishers, because Britishers made Mir Jafar as Nawab. But Mir Jafar could not fulfill the constant demands of the Britishers, because constantly Britishers were demanding something from the Nawab of Bengal. Who was the Nawab of Bengal that time? Mir Jafar. So they installed his son-in-law Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar, and Britishers were very selfish. When Mir Jafar could not fulfill their constant demands, then they made Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar as the Nawab. Mir Qasim also granted equal trade facilities to the Britishers and the Indian merchants. This annoyed the British, because British wanted their privileged position, but Mir Qasim gave equal position to the Britishers also as well as the Indian merchants also. So this annoyed the British, and they attacked him. To whom? They attacked Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim took refuge at Awadh. At which place? Awadh. Took refuge. Refuge means he ran away and took shelter at Awadh with Suja'ud-Dawla. With whom? He was Suja'ud-Dawla. Where Mughal Emperor Shah Alam was also taking shelter there, was also taking refuge. So Mir Qasim, Suja'ud-Dawla and Shah Alam, they all plotted the next battle. And that battle was Battle of Buxar, which was fought in the year 1764. This Battle of Buxar was very important in the history of India. And in this battle also, the winner was East India Company only, and the East India Company's victory in this battle established British colonial rule in Bengal Presidency and subsequent expansion of British control all over India. As earlier I have told you that Mir Jafar was a puppet into the hands of the Britishers, but he could not fulfill the constant demands of the Britishers. So Britishers made Mir Qasim as Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar. But Mir Qasim also did not allow the Britishers to avail any privileged position, and this annoyed the Britishers. So they attacked Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim took refuge at Awadh with Suja'ud-Dawla, and where Mughal Emperor Shah Alam was also taking refuge. Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, refused to be a puppet in the hands of the Britishers. He wanted complete control of Bengal, and he wanted to check the growing power of the officials of the East India Company. And that's why East India Company, they became very angry, and it resulted in a conflict and led to the Battle of Buxar in the year 1764. And in this Battle of Buxar, one side British East India Company was there, and the head of British East India Company was Major Monro. Major Monro. And the other side, the armies of Mir Qasim, then Shah Alam and Sujauddaulah. One side British East India Company headed by Major Hector Monro, and the other side Mir Qasim, Sujauddaulah of Awadh, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. And as I have told you that in this battle also British East India Company won, and the battle was beneficial for the expansion of power of the East India Company. It gained the rule and the Diwani. Diwani means it is a right to collect the revenue. Revenue means taxes. And British East India Company got the rule and the Diwani, the right to collect the revenue from Bengal, and which included, as earlier told you, that time in Bengal, Bihar was also there, and presently the state which is known as Odisha, that time it was known as Odisha, that was also there. So, what were the result of Battle of Buxar? British East India Company gained the rule. Then they got the Diwani. Diwani means the right to collect the revenue from Bengal. And that time in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa were also there. After the Battle of Buxar, dual government in Bengal was started in the year 1765 to 1772. This question is very important. Many times it has been asked in your board exam that what was the dual government in Bengal. So you can write that from the years 1765 to 1772, two types of government were working in Bengal. That system is known as dual government in Bengal. After the Battle of Buxar, Britishers got the right to collect Diwani, and dual government started with this only in Bengal. The Nawab looked after the administration, and company controlled the army, the judiciary, and the revenue collection of Bengal. This arrangement gave immense power, too much power, to the Britishers without any responsibility. They were having the powers but no responsibility. All the responsibilities were with Nawab, but Nawab lacked resources. And due to it, what happened? General public suffered. Thousands of people died in Bengal famine in 1770. Famine means when there is no rainfall, then drought is there, and due to drought, acute condition of drought, no production is in the agricultural field, that situation is known as famine. And a famine was there in Bengal in 1770, in which thousands of people died, and the company did not help the victims, and the Nawab did not have the resources. So ultimately general public only suffered. So this situation was also very difficult, very miserable in Bengal. Then in 1772, Warren Hastings, in 1772, Warren Hastings became the governor of Bengal, and he abolished dual government in Bengal and gained the complete control over Bengal. In 1773, Britishers passed Regulating Act. Regulating Act was passed in 1773 to regulate the activities of the East India Company. But the corruption of the company officials were not honest, they were very corrupt. So the corruption of the company officials continued, and therefore in 1784 again one act was passed, and that act was known as Pitt's India Act. To control the activities of the British officials, East India Company officials, in 1773, the British passed Regulating Act. But in 1784, Pitt's India Act was, company officials, their corruption were continuing. So in 1784, Pitt's India Act was passed. It set up a board of control to remove the shortcomings of the Regulating Act of 1773. After this, children, we will read about Anglo-Mysore Wars, war which were fought between the Britishers and the Mysore dynasty, and there were all total 4 wars were fought, and that in our next class we will read. Your homework for today is you have to write the do you know. The snapshot of do you know I will share it on your WhatsApp group. You will write it in your notebook and submit here on that WhatsApp group. That's all for today. Goodbye.